This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 18th day of May in the year 2022. I'm Gordon Mosley, and here's what we're tracking tonight. One day after President Irfan Ali and Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley held talks on areas of cooperation between the two CARICOM states, the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry has registered its opposition to Guyana entering into a memorandum of understanding with Trinidad and Tobago to cover areas of cooperation. The Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister is in Guyana to attend the Regional Agriculture Investment Forum and Expo, which opens tomorrow. In a statement today, the Chamber of Commerce, which boasts of being the oldest business chamber in the Caribbean, expressed its disagreement with the Guyana government's move to enter into an MOU with the Trinidadian government to cover agriculture, energy, and national security cooperation.
How are we going to have 25 by 2025 done if you have barriers to trade?
The Chamber said its concern is based on the fact that there are still many non-tariff barriers that are being implemented by Trinidad and Tobago against Guyana. Chamber President Timothy Tucker.
Agriculture, security, and energy is important for the region. We would happily, we'd be happy if the government would work with the regional counterparts to advance these three areas and other areas, but we don't think it makes sense if Guyanese businesses can participate in Trinidad and Tobago.
The Chamber said its mandate is to ensure that the concerns of the enterprises that have continuously expressed difficulties as it relates to doing business in and with Trinidad and Tobago are voiced.
I don't think that it is in the best interest of Guyanese businesses for us to facilitate all the three different areas: agriculture, energy, and I think you have one other additional one.
Back in January, after a leaked memo of the CARICOM private sector organization's concerns about Guyana's local content policy was made public, the president of the Chamber of Commerce, Timothy Tucker, lashed out at the Trinidad and Tobago government and the private sector in the sister CARICOM state. In his missive then, Mr. Tucker said, if the Trinidad private sector, our government, wants to challenge Guyana's local content legislation, it's time that the Guyana government exits CARICOM's single market and economy and review the benefits of CARICOM. He also reflected on various instances where Guyanese products were blocked from entering the Trinidadian market or even being shipped through Trinidad. Since then, CARICOM leaders have agreed to review the issue of local content policies being developed in CARICOM states and whether those policies are in contravention of provisions in the CARICOM Single Market and Economy Treaty. More news coming up in just a moment.
How fast is fiber? Think fast. GTT Fiber has 3 packages with download speeds of 50, 100, and 150 megabits per second. That's fast enough to stream movies and music, to chat with Gran and Fran, to study, and more. What would you do? Upgrade to GTT Fiber today and don't get left behind tomorrow.
Guyana, get ready for the biggest Independence Weekend. Genesis Band and Utopia Launch 2022.
7 exciting events,
Starting with Touchdown Cool Effect with Patrice Roberts.
on Wednesday, May 25th.
Stinging Nettles
El Dorado Rum Inclusive
with soca sensation Kes the
on
Band.
Thursday, May 26th.
Moderation with rising dancehall artists Skang, Chenille Meir,
Drew Colvin, Gully Ras, and Kush,
as well as
Chutney Ray,
featuring Ravi B,
Kenneth Selleck,
Bacardi,
Tony Cuts,
Bonita Willie,
and Shakti Strings on Friday, May 27th.
and Dirty Juvenile, as well as Eden.
A golden white toga party.
On Saturday, May 28th.
And soca and wine.
On Sunday, May 29th. Are you ready?
Are you ready
To see the hot costumes for Cricket Carnival?
that will be displayed at every event?
Brought to you by Hits and Jams Entertainment
King Leo Promotion
and the Cricket Carnival Committee.
Follow our social media pages at Genesis Band for more details.
Plans are moving forward for the establishment of the landmark gas-to-energy project. Gas will be piped from the Stabroek block operations to shore. The project is expected to cut electricity rates by more than half and deliver significant benefits to Guyanese.
Mobil 1 is more than oil. It's many oils. It transforms at the molecular level. When cold, it's thicker than honey. When hot, it's thinner than water. Mobil 1 adapts and readapts to last longer. 16,000 kilometers between oil changes. That's your engine evolved.
Sol Guyana is the authorized distributor of Mobil lubricants.
Yo, Atlanta is a big bad city vice pushing out the GT. Don't forget the 29th May we got Bliss launch. Yeah, Atlanta we say city vice mushy live. You know, so we're gonna do some covers like bye. Must get a ting. Must get a ting. How we out a GT. All of the guys them a wine and shake. The Guyanese woman them a number one. Yo, flashback we say Bliss launch 29th May. Atlanta city vice mushy live. Keep my name out your mouth.
We've got exciting news! All 12-ounce yellow cab Buster are now only $100. Buster, live in
Come
full
get
color.
your Buster $100. Come get your Buster $100.
The Regional Agriculture Investment Forum and Expo, which is being hosted by CARICOM and the Guyana government, opens tomorrow here in Georgetown. A number of regional leaders and hundreds of delegates have arrived in the country for the three-day event. The Regional Forum will examine the region's agriculture potential and food security and the efforts by CARICOM to reduce the region's import bill by 25% over the next 3 years. Guyana's Minister of Agriculture, Zulfikar Mustafa, said Guyana remains steadfast in its commitment to leading the regional efforts at food security.
This is demonstrative of the priority that have been placed and the much needed commitment and investment in agriculture and food security, and align with the vision for the sector of President Mohamed Irfan Ali.
The Forum and Expo event comes just months after CARICOM leaders agreed at their intersessional meeting to focus more on developing the region's agriculture potential.
Guyana, as the inaugural host, is not only demonstrating its unwavering commitment to the development and modernization of the agriculture sector, but is realizing its potential in being the hub and breadbasket for this sector and the region. Through the sustained effort of President Ali, interest, partnership, and confidence continue to grow here in Guyana and across the region, as exemplified by the increasing number of young people who are getting involved.
Assistant Secretary General for Trade and Economic Integration at CARICOM, Joseph Cox, said it is time that the region really examines the opportunities available for agriculture growth and development.
And it's full time that we start to treat with and confront the opportunities that exist, recognize that as a region, to quote one of our former prime ministers in Jamaica, I can always sum it up. We're too blessed to be stressed and too rich to be poor. It's full time that we capitalize on the opportunities that we have that confront us by day. We have opportunities in terms of animal products. We have opportunities in terms of primary production. We have opportunities in terms of food processing, because we have to, ladies and gentlemen, be moving up the value chain.
The opening ceremony for the Agriculture Forum and Expo will take place at the National Cultural Center, while the Expo and other related activities will be hosted at the Arthur Chung Convention Center in Liliendaal. Turning now to the field of education, Guyanese citizens who are still living in Guyana and were unable to complete their secondary education, or they attained less than 4 subjects at the CSEC level, are now being given a second chance to get themselves more qualified for the world of work or university life. The Minister of Education, Priya Manik Chand, today announced the launching of the Get Ready for Opportunities to Work program, GROW. She said the scholarship program is being offered to applicants at no cost and will be done under the Guyana Online Academy of Learning.
The initiative aims to offer Guyanese, 18 years and over, who never had an opportunity to complete their secondary school education or who wrote their secondary exams, exit exams, but obtained less than 5 passes in CSEC or GC, including math and English, the opportunity to matriculate to tertiary education.
Applicants can either apply for a Scottish Credit and Qualifications Framework Levels 5 and 6 diploma or a General Education Development diploma. The SQQF diploma is a comprehensive preparatory program to be delivered within a 3 to 6 month period, targeting applicants who have at least completed grade 9 of their secondary education or sat the CSEC examination but did not obtain passes in 4 subjects. The students will study 7 courses, and the diploma is internationally accredited and is offered by the Scottish Qualification Authority in partnership with Jain University in India. The other program to be offered under the new initiative is the General Education Development Diploma, GED. The GED will be offered through Texila University, Guyana, and other partners.
It is an intensive 3-month program targeting applicants who were unable to write or who did not attain passes in 5 subjects at the CSEC CXC level. The GED is equivalent to the United States of America high school diploma. Students who choose the GED diploma will be exposed to 4 core areas: mathematics, social studies, science, and language arts. On successful completion of the GED program, students will be able to matriculate to 4-year bachelor's degree programs at Texila University, Guyana, or any other university that accepts GED qualifications.
For both programs, classes will be conducted online during evening hours to accommodate students who work during the daytime, while examinations will also be conducted online at the end of the program. Interested persons can register on the GOAL website at goal.edu.gy. Almost 1 month after female supernumerary constable Shonat Bullers filed a private criminal charge against attorney Nirvan Singh, accusing him of unlawfully exciting and attempting to excite racial hostility and ill will towards her, the Director of Public Prosecutions has stepped in and has discontinued the charge against the attorney. At his first appearance to answer the charge back in April, the attorney was placed on $100,000 bail. When the matter was called at the Georgian Magistrates Court this morning, the presiding magistrate, Shirley Isaacs, informed the court that the DPP had withdrawn the matter. The Director of Public Prosecutions did not give any reason for the discontinuation of the private criminal charge in the letter to the court. Attorney Hugh C. Anderson, who was representing the complainant in the matter, said he first learned of the DPP's decision when the matter was called. He said his office was never supplied with a copy of the DPP's letter to the court or the decision to withdraw the matter beforehand. The private criminal charge was filed against the attorney weeks after an official police complaint was filed, and there was no information about the charges being filed. In the complaint to the court, Constable Shonat Bullers alleged that on the 20th of March, while she was on duty at the residence of the attorney's father, retired acting Chancellor Carl Singh, she was attacked by the attorney Nirvan Singh, who she accused of spitting at her and allegedly making several disparaging racist remarks towards her while chasing her out of his father's yard where she was on duty. The police constable has also filed civil proceedings against the attorney over the alleged incident. That case is still to come up for hearing. And attorney U.C. Anderson has indicated that he intends to move to the High Court over the DPP's decision. The National Assembly last evening passed the Juvenile Justice Amendment Bill 2022, paving the way for juveniles to be tried together with adults for crimes committed together. The bill amends the Juvenile Justice Act of 2018. that the amended legislation caters for cases where a juvenile commits an offense or is alleged to have committed an indictable offense with an adult, and that indictable offense cannot be disposed of summarily, for the juvenile to be charged jointly with that adult, and for the charge to be heard in one hearing. The bill was piloted by Home Affairs Minister Wilson Ben, who pointed out that the amendments are intended to make the work of the courts more effective and efficient, and not have to be bogged down with separate trials for the same offense.
So this amendment seeks to remedy the issue of two separate charges being instituted where the juvenile commits an indictable offense which cannot be disposed of summarily with an adult. The current criminal justice system often results in witnesses testifying twice, and this speaks to the issue of repetition, of a lot of time being used in dealing with the evidence being presented.
Opposition Member of Parliament Kemraj Ramjatan, who piloted the original 2018 bill as the then Minister of Public Security, said the amendments go against international best practices as to how juveniles must be treated when they run afoul of the law.
That fundamental principle is today going to be eroded completely. It is going to be eroded completely when you now say that if a juvenile is charged with an adult, to save cost, to save judicial time, we must now have one joint trial as against two separate trials.
Describing the amendment bill as a simple piece of legislation, Attorney General Anil Nandlao said the interests of the juvenile will not be compromised. He noted that although the bill is providing for a juvenile to be tried with an adult, the rights of juveniles as enshrined in the Constitution will be respected.
All the other facilities during the course of the trial that this law accords to that juvenile, he will get. If the law says that his name must not be published in the press, if the law says that his evidence must be taken in camera, if the law says that certain persons must be excluded from the courtroom, all of that will apply.
Opposition Member of Parliament Kathy Hughes called the amendments callous.
Young people of Guyana, listen to what your weak hair government is doing to you. Mr. Speaker, I want to ask a few important questions, and one of them has been asked before today. We haven't heard a response yet. Where is the data that underpins the decision to bring this amendment?
In closing the debate before the passage of the amendments, Minister Ben said juveniles in detention are not treated as criminals, noting that they are afforded birthday celebrations and other amenities while incarcerated. The leader of the opposition has received the curriculum vitae for several of the persons who have been nominated to serve on various constitutional commissions. The CVs were requested by the opposition leader last week during his first meeting with the president on the constitutional appointments. But even with the stage being set for the next meeting, there appears to be a tussle between the government and the opposition about last week's discussions. Opposition Member of Parliament Roysdale Ford, who attended the meeting, told a press conference on Tuesday that the consultation process must be meaningful. He detailed that before the meeting with the president, the opposition leader was back and forth, requesting specific information in order to be prepared for the meeting. But the information provided was inadequate.
Article 232B of the Constitution also requires that adequate time and information be given for the party being consulted to respond. The party provided the information is also required to provide all the material and the grounds on which specific recommendations were made.
Mr. Ford explained that the process was not followed and therefore the first meeting was unproductive.
The Constitution contemplates by its definition of consultation and meaningful consultation that there will be full, effective and genuine consultation as opposed to formal and unproductive engagements.
In a statement this afternoon, the People's Progressive Party accused the opposition of changing its position since the issuance of that joint statement between the two parties. The PPP said the opposition received the information requested and was also privy to the agenda. According to the PPP, within an hour of the meeting, the opposition moved from claiming that the engagement was not in accordance with the requirements of meaningful consultation to admitting that the additional information and documents requested were received. The PPP said it was the opposition that was not prepared. The two sides are scheduled to meet again to continue the consultations.
Yo, Atlanta is a big bad city vice pushing out the GT. Don't forget the 29th of May we got Bliss launch. Yeah, Atlanta we say city vice mushy live, you know, so we're gonna do some covers like bye. Must get a thing, must get a thing. How we out a GT. All of the guys them a wine and shake them. Guyanese woman them a number one. Yo, flashback we say Bliss launch 29th of May. Atlanta city vice mushy live. Keep my name out your mouth.
Have you heard the news?
The CPL is back.
Done! Yes! The finals coming to Guyana.
Absolutely brilliant.
It's going to be a carnival of cricket.
It's going to be a carnival of cricket.
It's going to be a carnival of cricket.
See you there.
Watch Guyanese girl, them a hurtle, and them a do it in a circle. Watch me, missing each and every year. Flashback come again. Tell it to your enemy and tell it to your friend. Well, if you're ready for the party, yeah then. Flashback, tell them a the trend. Follow me sing. This are not talking about a fly nor no bees. No girl can whine like Guyanese. Watch the young them a do it in a circle. Guyanese girls them a dance in a circle. Hear me and say no, me go banter. You know I sound boy killer represent the Golden Smile family. You know say flashback old school party. You know say oh the vibes is plenty. Slow down.
We've got exciting news! All 12-ounce yellow cab Buster are now only $100. Buster, live in
Come
full
get
color.
your Buster, Buster $100. Come get your Buster, Buster $100.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight, Venezuela's government and opposition say they are ready to restart talks in Mexico, aimed at resolving the country's political crisis. Negotiations collapsed in October after an ally of President Nicolas Maduro was extradited to the U.S. But the opposition said discussions took place on restarting talks after a photo was released showing delegates of the two sides shaking hands. It comes as the U.S. agreed to ease some sanctions against Caracas on Tuesday. U.S. officials said the move, which was taken in close collaboration with opposition leaders, was designed to entice Mr. Maduro back to the negotiating table and would include easing sanctions against some Venezuelan officials. Chevron, the last major American oil company with significant operations in Venezuela, will also be permitted to engage in discussions about future activities with the Maduro government. In Barbados, the summer season from June to August looks promising for bookings based on reports from the Barbados Tourism Source Markets. Barbados Today reports that was revealed by Minister of Tourism and International Transport Senator Lisa Cummins while addressing a press conference recently at the Grantley Adams International Airport. The minister said that despite a bleak outlook for the cruise industry, the summer bookings received for the island were increasing, and she expected the numbers to increase since most people were booking summer trips last minute, as compared to the more advanced bookings traditionally done for the winter season. The tourism minister explained that the window for summer bookings for Barbados since 2018 has been significantly shorter than the bookings for winter. In relation to cruises, she said ships that would usually visit Barbados during the slowest summer period were decommissioned and have not been replaced. However, she noted that the 2022-2023 winter season was already looking promising, and she encouraged Barbadians to have confidence in brand Barbados. And finally tonight, international news. The European Commission has given more details on how it plans to end Europe's dependence on Russian fossil fuels. Russia supplies 40% of the EU's natural gas and 27% of its imported oil. The EU sends the country roughly 400 billion euros a year in return. Now the EU plans to speed up its shift to green energy, but says it must also invest in pipelines in other countries. It has been accused of helping fund the war in Ukraine through its use of Russian energy. The REPower EU strategy was first announced in March, with a stated aim of reducing Russian gas imports by 2/3 in 2022. Rising energy costs have also put financial pressure on consumers and businesses in Europe, now facing higher bills. The updated proposals outline not just how the EU plans to negotiate both the immediate gas crisis, but also deliver and promises to completely wean itself off Russian energy by the year 2030. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.